Hello everybody and welcome back to Carried Away Travels. In this week's video, I'm going to be telling you about 7 unexpected things that you can do in Danville and Pittsylvania County, Virginia. Now, if you've been to Danville in Pittsylvania County, Virginia before, or looked into it, maybe you know someone who lived there, chances are you're not picturing this vibrant, growing community. But in the recent years, they've really poured a lot into revitalizing the whole community, leaning into both the history and new things that they're bringing in, and they have done some really awesome stuff. Now, I know a lot of people know it because of the racing scene, and I am going to touch on that. But there are some really cool things to do here that I never would have expected, and I am so excited to share them with you guys today. Now, just a quick note, I had the opportunity to explore the SoSi or South Side district with the SoSi Tourism Board, and it was such an honor. I had an amazing time, but I only had 48 hours to really dive into this. So I know I missed so many things. Like, there was so much that we just couldn't cover, and we primarily concentrated our exploration on Danville. So I know there are tons of other things to do, and I would love for you, if you know of some of them, to tell me about them because I plan to go back. I'll be making other videos if I do. And so if you have a hidden gem that I need to check out the next time I'm there, make sure you drop that in the comments section for me so I can add it to the list. And real quick, if this is your first time here, I'm Carrie and I share helpful travel tips, itineraries, gear recommendations, and more so you can always have the perfect trip. My goal with every video is to make sure that you fully understand what you're getting into before you go or before you buy so that you can stress less on your trips and just maximize your enjoyment. So if that sounds like the kind of information you want more of in your feed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And with all that said, let's go ahead and dive in. First up is the Danville Science Center. And honestly, this is not the kind of content I typically talk about, but I was legitimately blown away by how cool this science center was. I would have spent an entire day here if I could. If you haven't been to the Danville Science Center, it is a 2-story building that is just packed with all of these super cool hands-on exhibits. So for example, there was a section on water and you could play with all 3 forms of water: liquid, gas, ice. There was a rain maze, and it was this whole unit where you had to watch lights overhead and follow the lights so you didn't get rained on and you could come out the other side. Up top, they have a STEM lab, and there were kids learning to fly drones in the STEM lab. And apparently they do all sorts of cool stuff where they teach the kids to make things and use things like drones, which is awesome. And there's a huge room that I would have loved to spend a lot of time in. It was a bunch of mini stations. Each one was like a game, but it had an application to like science and physics. So there was a hamster wheel you could run on. You could shoot hoops. I played a game where I had to try to memorize the location of all these dots, and each one had an application like arcs and angles for the hoops. And with mine, the whole thing was your brain can only hold so many pieces of information at once. So it was like impossible to get past like level 6, things like that. It was amazing. Beyond that, they have the Dome, which is this super immersive planetarium, but they do other shows as well. Like they have a dinosaur one coming up this week, but the screen isn't just in front of you or above you, it's all the way around. It is a full dome screen, which is so cool. And then the Science Center continues across the other side of the parking lot in the Amtrak station. And so you have the Amtrak station, and then you have 2 more interactive STEM play areas on either side of that. And in the back, there's a butterfly garden, but it's like a whole conservatory. It's enclosed, and they bring in new butterflies every couple of weeks, and they were beautiful. Like, this is a really cool thing. And again, this was fun for me as an adult, just to kind of revisit some of that like childhood play with learning, and it was all so well done. So this is one I would definitely recommend for the next time in Danville. Carve out some time to check out the Science Center because you're gonna have a blast. Next up is the SoSi Safari, and I honestly thought this was just the cutest concept. So basically, the River District of Danville has a lot of animal themed artwork. There are big statues, there are creatures carved into like the stonework of these old buildings, and there's the playground with the otter, and then there's some new art installations and things like that. And so they made a little tour that takes you all around the downtown in search of these animals. There's a few humans in here as well, because we are mammals. But as you search for artwork, you kind of get to explore town. And it was so cool. And there's like really cool stuff on here. Like there's your traditional like big stone carved lions, but then they have this 7-foot tall red elephant named Eldridge, and there's giant blue snails. And like there's just so much cool stuff. And I love that they noticed that and then turned it into like this whole little booklet. And if you finish it, you can turn it into either the Danville Museum of Fine Arts and History or Crema and Vine, and you'll get a little prize. So I thought that was just super cute. Next up is the Danville Museum of Fine Arts and History. And I talked about this a little bit in my previous video covering overall like why this region surprised me, but this museum was fantastic. It is not what I expected at all. When I pictured museum, I was picturing more of like a big building with galleries. This is a house museum, so it's in the Sutherland Mansion, and this house was where Confederate President Jefferson Davis was staying for like the last week of the Civil War, and he actually signed the final proclamation of the Confederacy there. Like they have the desk where he did it. So part of the house museum is like restored to what it would have looked like during those Civil War days. But what was really powerful to me is upstairs they have an exhibit to Camilla Williams, who was a Danville resident, and she was the first African American woman to sign with a major American like organization, and she has some like pretty big roles in like the opera realm. But she is also the woman who sang right before Martin Luther King Jr. gave his I Have a Dream speech. They have this cool exhibit up there with some of like her costumes and a timeline of her life. And then downstairs they have this amazing civil rights exhibit called The Movement, and it highlights the civil rights movement within Danville. It was pretty eye-opening. A lot of it is pretty brutal, but I thought they told it really, really well. We actually got to have a special talk with like a local historian, and there's a lot that happened in Danville, but I love that they're honoring the people who stood up for their rights, and they're telling the whole story. They're not glossing over it at all. I thought it was really, really well done. It's a really powerful exhibit, and 100% you need to check that out. Number 4 is the Riverwalk Trail and Park. So Danville just opened this brand new riverfront park, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Like there is so much to do here. The highlight of it, or I guess the focal point, is this adorable slide that looks like a river otter, and that's actually part of the SoSi Safari. But they have this beautiful new playground with climbing towers and seesaws, and then there's a splash pad with a bunch of jets and some shade. There's a little amphitheater and seating areas, and it is right along the Dan River, beautifully landscaped, gorgeous views. It's got a big pier with an overlook point. It is so well done. This is a wonderful spot to spend the afternoon or a cooler evening with friends, especially since there are those gathering spaces and there's ping pong tables. This is pretty cool. And it connects directly to the Riverwalk Trail, which has 9+ miles of walking and biking trails along the river, through historic sites, some beautiful trails. We got to walk part of it, and we went over an old railroad bed. It is very, very beautiful, and it just kind of caught me off guard because it's right in town. It's the historic buildings, and then the park is right there between these industrial buildings and the river. And so that kind of caught me by surprise to just see how expansive and well done it was. But that's definitely a fun one to check out. Then there's River District Social. This is a really cool sports bar right in the River District, and it's in an old brick building, but it's got so many cool elements to it. Like there's the basic sports bar with good food and drinks. They have TVs everywhere. They have live music playing, but they have these really awesome high definition golf simulators, so you can like rent out a bay and work on your golf swing. Mine needs a lot of work, but it was fun. And then downstairs they have a couple lanes of duckpin bowling, which also needs some work, but I've been wanting to try, so that was really cool. And then they have pool, a couple little arcade games, lots of tables and spaces just to hang out. I really wasn't expecting something like this in Danville, but I loved the vibe. It was so fun, and it seemed like a really awesome place just to grab your family or friends and hang out for the evening. All right, moving out of Danville, there's VIR the Virginia International Raceway. Now, this was such a cool stop on our tour, and I really wanted to stay here longer as well. This is probably one of the things, if you're into racing, you probably know Pittsylvania County for this, but if you're not into racing, like me, I really don't know anything about it. This was such a cool random thing to have here. And it's not just racing. Like there are races, they have events throughout the year and people can come and they can watch, they can stay overnight. They have like this really nice hotel or they have all these RV spots as well. But you can sign up to rent out the track or join a club that has like racing and you can bring your own car and race around the track, which is really awesome. There was a bunch of people doing that the day we were there and they were really nice, and a couple of them let us sit in their cars and take some videos. It was really fun. Beyond that, they have go-karting, they have ATVs and off-road trucks, they have a shooting range. I think there's archery there as well. There's just so much to do in this one spot beyond just the racing scene, and I thought it was so cool that they had this really all over like adventure scene like right in this one place, but it's known for the racing. So the other stuff really caught me off guard that they had all that. And that's when I want to go back really bad and check it out and try the go-karts and the ATVs and maybe the shooting range. Like that all sounds super fun. And last but not least is the Old Dominion Agricultural Complex in Chatham. So this was, I think, the very first stop on our tour, and I was not expecting it to be this cool. So they have this agricultural complex and it's got this big conference center attached to it, but then they have this beautiful arena, and the girl giving us the tour was telling us how they could adjust the dirt floor for different types of activities, like how they could fluff up the dirt or pack it down depending on whether they were doing motocross races or a rodeo or a cattle show. They do a lot of stuff here. So if you're interested in motocross or any sort of rodeo, barrel racing, kennel club agility, anything like that, this is one place I would definitely keep an eye on their website for. Like, you might not plan a whole trip to Chatham in Pittsylvania County for this, but if you're there, definitely see if they have something cool going on, because they have events every single month. They even have some festivals and concerts as well, so you never know what's going to be happening there. I had done some research on Danville and Pittsylvania County before I visited, but honestly, I was not expecting 90% of the things that I got to do while I was there. I really was beyond pleasantly surprised. There was a couple things I was really blown away by just how well done they were. And you can really see how much the community is pouring back into itself in each of these different towns and areas. It is really cool. And honestly, I'm excited to see what else they add over the next few years as they continue to grow and revitalize. That is all for me for today. Thank you so much for coming to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop those down below. I love to hear from you guys. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a like, save it, share it with someone who you think would enjoy it as well. Every little action goes a long way. If you do want to read more about each of these surprises, I have a full written blog post on my website at carriedawaytravels.com. I'd love for you to go check that out as well. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I will see you next time. Until then, happy travels.